NBA teams tier. Goddamn list. Hold on, let me move my camera. So we do historically? We gonna do historically. They make it better. We got the Milwaukee Bucks. I want to say they got 2 championships, right? They historical players or most prominent players. You got Oscar Robertson. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played for him back in the day. And then you got Giannis Antetokounmpo. So off the top of my head, you got 3 historical players that done played for the Milwaukee Bucks. And they have 2 championships, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they got 2. One in 1971 and one in 2021. Okay, but Milwaukee has never really been known as a historical, like, good franchise. They have been ass way more years than they have been good. You know, don't let the current day fool you. I do agree with the chat. I will put the Milwaukee Bucks at B tier. Only three like historical known players has played for the franchise since foundation, and they only have 2 rings. Well, I ain't say only. It's good to have a ring. It's still franchises without rings. Ray Allen is not he ain't on the same level as Giannis and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson. So overall, as a franchise, I'll put Milwaukee at B because of the recent resurgence that, you know, Giannis and them got them. We got the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets, historically, ass. Never won a ring. Historical players that play for them, probably like, goddamn, you know, they used to be the New Jersey Nets. When I think of New Jersey Nets, what, Richard Jefferson ass? Richard Jefferson. You know, Jason Kidd was over there. And then you had they had 2 different failed super teams. Oh, Vince Carter used to be over there. 2 different failed super teams. You had the one in 2013 with Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Gerald Wallace, and who else? It was one more. Gerald Wallace and this probably before y'all time. Let me show y'all who. Here you go. Oh yeah, Deron Williams. Oh yeah. So they had Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. Both of them just came from the Celtics. Deron Williams back in the day, he used to be known as like top 3 point guard in the goddamn league. So what like? Then they had Joe Johnson. Y'all know ISO Joe. So they tried to make a super team right there. The only thing that this team is really known for is when Kobe dunked on their ass, dunked on Gerald Wallace and Brook Lopez at the same time. Then with Paul Pierce sorry ass. Look at Paul. Hey, well, I ain't gonna say he's sorry. Paul Pierce is a legend, bro. This man, Paul Pierce, threw his headband to the crowd, and then the crowd threw that hoe back at his ass. He said, let me throw it at somebody else, and then, you know, they kept it. But that dude that he threw his headband at, they threw that hoe back at him, bro. Nets is a D-tier franchise. I ain't gonna throw him just at F. I'll give a benefit of the doubt and throw them at D. Next up, we got the New York Knicks. You know, the New York Knicks is top 5 most popular franchises in NBA history. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they just in a big market. Have the Knicks ever won a ring? They won 2 rings back in the 70s. The only historical players, Patrick Ewing, Carmelo Anthony. Who else, Knicks fans? Who else y'all done had? I'll give y'all 2. Them the 2 I'll give y'all. That boy say Jeremy Lin. Walt Frazier. Okay, his old ass. I'll give you Walt Frazier. I ain't gonna lie. The Knicks, only off of reputation, I'm throwing this C tier. Now they got Julius Randle as they so-called best player. Only historic because of the city that they from. Otherwise, the Knicks are pretty mid. Mid as hell. Never really won anything. 70 ships at this point does not even count. Who checking for championships in the 70s? Nobody. Shout out Jalen Brunson. I wish he would have stayed for the Mavericks. Next up, we got the Toronto Raptors. They a recent team. Just got their first ring in 2019. A Mickey Mouse ring, might I say. Constantly, you know, top seeded. Constantly in a race when they had DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. But LeBron happened. LeBron single-handedly owns the Toronto Raptors, just like Rob Lewandowski owns VfL Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Now, historical players, you could say Vince Carter and Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, and Tracy McGrady played there for a while. But how long was Tracy McGrady there? Wasn't he like there for like a year? Or something like that. I don't know. In terms of Toronto, oh yeah, Kawhi. You could throw Kawhi in there, even though Kawhi was only there for a year. Mickey Mouse Championship only because of injuries. Toronto Raptors, historically, when was they founded? 1995. They're a young franchise. I say they on the borderline between B and high C. It's like low B, high C. For right now, since they won a championship recently, and they have had good playoff runs, and they always like consistently like in contention, I'll throw them at the back of B just because of that reason. The Knicks, they recently got back into contention, but they never really made serious playoff runs, you know. So I'll do back of B. We got the Utah Jazz. Historically, how many rings they got? Do they have a ring? They ran into Jordan, the Jordan tax. I don't think they have a... Utah Jazz has no championships. So that factors into things, but they have had historical good teams. Historical players, Karl Malone, John Stockton, and that's it. Deron Williams, I'm going to include Deron Williams. Put some respect on Deron Williams' names. But, you know, they ran into Michael Jordan and them. Donovan Mitchell, yeah, if I put Deron Williams in there, I got to put Donovan Mitchell in there. They are C tier. Behind the Knicks, they have no rings. You know, back at C. Pistol Pete. Oh, I think Pistol Pete did play for Utah. Yeah, Pistol Pete Maravich played for the Jazz. I'll give him that too. Yeah. I'll throw him back at C. They had deep playoff runs. They did back in the day. They back in the day merchants. So, yeah. We got the Houston Rockets. But because of the fact the Jazz don't have any rings, that kind of like, you know, weigh them down. We got the Houston Rockets. They have 2 rings while Michael Jordan was retired. You got Hakeem Olajuwon. You got, that boy talking about some A tier, boy. You got Yao Ming. You got Tracy McGrady era. You had James Harden, Chris Paul era. They've had some teams. No cap. The Rockets have had some teams. They have some good teams too. They not C. Right as of right now, I'm gonna throw it at high B, but they could easily be. It's an argument that they could be A. To be fair, we gonna see where the other teams are placed, but they have an argument of being A. I think. Harden, one player, boy, they got way more than James Harden. I know you probably young as hell, but you wasn't throwing them Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady days. And like I said, they won a ring, 2 rings. They won back-to-back back in when Jordan had retired. Hakeem Olajuwon and them. Hakeem Olajuwon is like arguably the greatest center of all time. Yeah, yes sir. New Orleans Pelicans, aka the New Orleans Hornets. They had Chris Paul. They had Anthony Davis, never really won anything, never went on deep runs or anything like that. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Did they win any rings as the New Orleans Hornets? Yeah, they have not won championships. Have they ever made it to the Western Conference Finals? Closest they came in 2008. They lost in the semifinal. Never made the Western Conference Finals. This is a F-tier club. F-tier team, literally. No success, no anything. Like I said, best players to play there, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis. That's it. Farthest they made was the second round. And that's it. That's terrible. Los Angeles Lakers, must we say anything? S-tier franchise. They have the most rings in NBA history. Must I say the legends who has played for this team, this club? You got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You got Magic Johnson. You got Kobe, you got Shaq, you got Paul Gasol, you got LeBron. I don't even want to say Anthony Davis, but I guess I'll throw Anthony Davis in there. Los Angeles Lakers have, how many rings they got? 16 rings, and I'm pretty sure that's more than anybody. 17 now. It say 17 right here. That's more than anybody in the NBA. So, yeah. Boston have 16. Lakers got 17. Yup. Look at. Oh, no, they tied. It said they both tied with 17. 17 each. Damn, bro. Boston used to go stupid back in the day then, huh? So, but yeah, once we say anything about the Lakers, both three-peated. Well, not they did do a three-peat. They three-peat for sure. Three-peated. Yeah. Chicago Bulls. Gotta throw it at S tier. Three-peated 2 different times. Michael Jordan, Bulls. The prominent people who play for the Bulls, you got Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. You got Derrick Rose. And that's it. I'll give them 4. Arguably the greatest regular season of all time when they won 72-10. Changed the NBA as a whole. One of the most legendary NBA teams of all time. Steve Kerr, nah, we not putting Steve Kerr in the name of them. Legendary coach, Phil Jackson. He also was the coach of the Lakers. You know how they go. 2 3-peats in the same decade, yeah. Phil Jackson, arguably the best coach ever. We not gonna forget about his New York Knicks stint, that failed stint. All right, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. They prominent players. You got Kevin Garnett back in the day. They haven't won anything, I'm pretty sure. They one of the franchises who have never won a ring. Yep, 0 rings, 0 conference titles, none of that. Kevin Garnett, Karl Anthony Towns, Kevin Love, but they were still ass. Yeah. Timberwolves is really D tier along with the Nets. They not F because they got way more, you know. They made it to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, exactly. With Kevin Garnett, I'm pretty sure. Who they lose to, the Lakers? Yeah, they lost in the Western Conference Finals in 2004. And that's it. They only made it once. And then other than that, yeah, that's back at D tier, bro. Who they lose to? They lost to the Lakers. Yeah, right into the Lakers. So they really had just one good year. And that's it. All right. We got the Portland Trailblazers. They used to make it to the borderline CD. Hell no. Trailblazers used to make the finals back in the day, back in the 90s with Clyde Drexler. Yeah. Walton, is it Bill Walton? Yeah, Bill Walton, he's a legend. You got Dame Lillard, you got Brandon Roy. They got 1 ring. Oh, so they did win a ring. Okay, they won a ring in 97, so they automatically like puts them in the CB area. But in terms of recent success, they've had success with Dame and CJ. They just never got over the hump. They made it to the Western Conference Finals like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Made it to the finals back in the 90s with Clyde Drexler and them, but just ran into Michael Jordan and them. So they are definitely on this same tier as the Raptors, Bucks, Rockets. They're consistently good, consistently have good teams. Just currently they ass. Just currently. LaMarcus Aldridge, forgot to say that, boy. Yeah, they just currently ass. Denver Nuggets. No, they aren't. Why aren't Portland in B tier? Anyway, Denver Nuggets, they are not A tier. Denver is not A tier. They just got their first ring this year, but historically, they have been irrelevant. Historical players, you got Carmelo Anthony, you got Jokic, you got Jamal Murray. Was Mutombo, that was his main team? Okay, so since the 70s, semifinal, Western Conference Finals, they made it. Semifinal. Western Conference Finals, they made it, but lost. Western Conference Finals, but lost in 2009. Lost in first round. A whole bunch of first round losses. Western Conference, but this year they finally got over the hump. Birdman, Birdman, Birdman. Yeah. That 2009 team, you already know they had Melo and them. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. This doesn't warrant no damn A positioning. Missed the playoffs. Damn near 10 years straight span missing the playoffs. Then missed it 4 years in a row. They are recently having a resurgence. Yeah, Denver Nuggets is a B tier team. They like right behind the Bucks. I'll put them. No, hell, they behind the Raptors too. I thought they were behind the Raptors. Bucks and Raptors historically, like overall, like from foundation to, now, B tier. They better than the Raptors and Bucks. How? The Bucks got 2 rings. Raptors got their ring, but Raptors have historically, like, even recently had better years than the Nuggets have, to be honest. We got the OKC Thunder. Used to be the Seattle Supersonics. I think they do got a ring. Supersonics did win one. They had Gary Payton. They had Sean Kemp. Then when they changed to OKC, you had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant. They had 1 championship. What year did they win that? In 1979, it's another 70s championship. Supersonics, they did make it to the finals. They just lost to KD and them. Not KD. They lost to Jordan and them and whatnot. Ray Allen used to play for them boys. OKC, because of the stacked ass teams that they had, they made it in the finals in 2012, but they lost to the Heat, ran into Bron and them. They were supposed to be tanking this year, but they still made the playoffs. All these damn draft picks they got. The Thunder is just consistently a good team. They definitely not on the same tier as the damn Knicks and the Jazz. For sure. B tier team. Above the Trailblazers. I'll put them behind the Nuggets, since the Nuggets just recently won them one. And OKC championship was in the 70s, just like the Blazers was. Your boy said Kendrick Perkins. Boy. Next up, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm pretty sure they have no rings. No rings. When were they even founded? They used to be the Vancouver Grizzlies. They had another expansion team that came out in 1995. Best players, goddamn Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Ja Morant. They had their defensive spur, Paul Gasol. They had their little defensive spur when they had Tony Allen, Mike Conley, Zach Randolph. They had that time. Never really won anything. The Grizzlies is an F-tier franchise. Right there behind the New Orleans Pelicans. Rudy Gay and shit. Yeah, that's F-tier. Never really was a force. F-tier. Next up, we got my Dallas Mavericks. We got my boy Dirk Nowitzki. Historically, in terms of winning, Dallas Mavericks is like, aren't they like in the top 5 for winning percentages? Or is that like since the thousands? The Mavericks has always consistently had a good team, ever since Dirk came. Before Dirk, it was like people like Ronaldo Blackson. Was that his name? Before, Mark Cuban came along, they've had some good teams. Dirk came along, good ass teams with Dirk. First seed, lost to the goddamn We Believe Warriors. We had some bad times. Made it to the finals in 2006. Got rigged up. You had Dwayne Wade and them taking 100 free throws a game. Finally won the ship in 2011. One of the greatest championships of all time. Overcame the super team Heat. You got Luka Doncic playing for him now. Future greatest of all time. You gotta throw the Dallas Mavericks. They ain't B tier. I want to put them above the Rockets, but the Rockets two-peated back in the 80s. I gotta throw Dallas at B. Dallas is a B tier franchise, even though this is my team. See? Hell nah, ain't no way the Bucks, the Raptors, Nuggets, Thunder, or Trailblazers are not above the Dallas Mavericks. No way. The Rockets should be A. See, that's what I was thinking. Like I said, now because of all the teams that I got in this list, I'm probably going to move the Rockets up to A. And then I'll have Dallas. If I move the Rockets to A, I gotta move the Dallas Mavericks to A, bro. The Rockets is not that much higher than the Mavericks, I don't think. There's hell nah. Hell nah. If I move the Rockets to A, I gotta move Mavs to A. I'll do that. Rockets and Mavericks at A. For sure. For sure. For sure. I had the Rockets ahead, though. Just because they got them 2 in the thousands. That's fair, though. And I really want to put the Mavericks above the Rockets right now. Because the Mavericks had the most recent championship. When the last time the Rockets made it to the finals? Yeah, answer me that. When the last time the Rockets made it to the finals? That was in the damn thousands. Mavericks made the finals in 06 and 2011 and won in 2011. Not even the thousands. Yeah, the damn 90s, mid-90s. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, on my mama. I'm rounding up trying to give y'all benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Next up, we got the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs, for sure. S-tier franchise. Tim Duncan. You got Manu Ginobili. You got Tony Parker. You got Greg Popovich. One of the greatest coaches of all time. Some people may say the greatest coach. It's interchangeable, Houston and Matt. I'll put Houston back in front just because they got 2. You got Kawhi. You got David Robinson. Bro, consistently just good, bro. Boring as hell, but consistently just winning and winning and winning and winning. One of the most winningest team in NBA history. They just win. Even though they ass now, but they just got Victor Wembanyama, bro, which isn't even fair. To be honest, it's not even fair that they got that man Victor Wembanyama and they finna keep winning, bro. San Antonio Spurs, even though I don't like them boys, my cousin a big Spurs fan, you know, they also a team in Texas. Never liked the Spurs, but they just some winners over there, bro. S tier. Last championship was in 2014. Yes, sir. Next up, we got the Phoenix Suns. No championships. You got Charles Barkley over there back in his day. And now you got Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. They recently just came back in the light. Oh, the Steve Nash days. Yes, I forgot about that. Steve Nash, Shawn Marion days. They kept running into their Lakers team. No, they did beat the Lakers. Hold on. They made it to the finals, you know, recently against the Bucks. I damn near forgot about that. Made it to the finals back in the Barkley days against the Bulls. Made it to the finals in the 70s against the Celtics. So they made it to the finals 3 different times. Steve Nash and them, that is the thousands. They made it to the conference finals 2 years in a row. They lost to the Mavs in 06. Lost to the Spurs in 05. Lost to the Lakers in the finals in 09. And then they made it in 2020, 2021. Lost to the Bucks in the finals with Giannis and them. I really, to be honest with you, Amari Stoudemire, forgot about that man. Phoenix is like a low tier B. Nah, they C tier. Nah. I want to say it's borderline B and C. Low A, the hell nah, A is not no A. Low tier B, what do y'all think? Above the Knicks or behind the Trailblazers? And arguably, they can really be above the Trailblazers. I don't think the Trailblazers deserve to be above the Suns. I think that's nice right there. Trailblazers do got a ring, but that's, yeah, we talking about historically right now. So yeah, they got to go behind. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, but the black, yeah, for sure. We got the Clippers. No rings, no history. You got the lot. Nah, even with the Knicks, even with the Knicks 70s rings, they have been mid for 30 straight years. To now, like, you know, we ain't doing that with the Knicks. All right, with the Clippers, you have the Lob City era with CP3, you know, Blake Griffin and them, DeAndre Jordan. Now you got the present day Clippers with Kawhi, Paul George, overrated as hell. Never really won anything. Like I said, no rings. D tier, right there below the Timberwolves. Never made it to the finals or nothing. Bottom of D tier. But they above the Grizzlies and Pelicans. PG overrated? Nah, their team is overrated. PG and Kawhi. Team overrated. We got the Golden State Warriors. Gotta throw them boys at S tier. They won one back in the day, didn't they? Yeah, they won one in the 40s, the 50s, and in 75. Who used to play for them in 75? Jeff Mullins, I think I heard that name. Rick Barry. I heard of Rick Barry. Okay, so they had Rick Barry in them. Then, only good recently, but the thing is, they are a dynasty. The reason that they not in A, the Rockets never had a dynasty. The Mavericks never was a dynasty. Lakers, dynasty. Bulls had them a dynasty. Spurs, dynasty. The Warriors, dynasty. You can't dispute it. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. They broke the regular season, arguably the greatest regular season team of all time. Broke the record, 73-9, even though they lost to King goddamn James. But yeah, they had the We Believe Warriors, but that We Believe Warriors didn't really win anything. They had a potential to be S tier. No, the Warriors are for sure S tier, bro. They are a dynasty. If you are a dynasty, you deserve to be in S tier. S, they have the third most ships. Oh yeah, let me look at that. Warriors, yes, hell yeah. How the hell you not gonna put them in S tier? They had the third most championships. They have 7. Y'all talking about some A tier, boys don't know ball, bro. They don't know no damn ball. Get out of here with all of that, boy. Yeah. Next up, we got the Detroit Pistons. Now, current day Pistons, ass. Like indubitably ass. D, Ibra, you don't know ball. Let me tell you why. 2004, I ain't even talk about the bad boy Pistons yet. They won a ring, yes. Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Tyshawn Prince won a ring. Did they win a ring against the Shaq and Kobe Lakers? Did they not? One of the most underrated teams who won a ring of all time in 2004, the goddamn Detroit Pistons. And now we talking about the bad boy Pistons. Used to give the MJ Chicago Bulls that goddamn work. Used to be working their ass. Made MJ sit back there, go there and cry, and go back to cry to David Stern. And David Stern created whole new rules to help MJ them out because the bad boy Pistons was piping them boys up year after year. Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman playing straight ball. 3 championships, as you see on this list. They right here tied with the Heat and the 76ers with the amount of championships. But because of that fact, there is no way the Rockets and the Mavericks are above the Detroit Pistons. Detroit just had way more like historic teams than the Rockets and Mavs have. Historically, you still got to put them up there, bro. There's no way you can't. Like, there is no team below them that has had like as good of a run as the Pistons. They have been ass for a long ass time. They used to set records for being so ass like in the 2011 seasons. But let's not forget, that's a different team. I'm tripped out. I'm finna talk about a different team. But yeah, you got, just because of the history being so great, bro, you got to throw them at A tier. Franchise. This is historical. Remember, historical. Yeah, I'm thinking about the 76ers. But currently, they are ass. But you can't refute the history, man. You can't. They won a championship more recently than the Rockets. Like, you can't refute that. Next, we got the Sacramento Kings. Never won a ring. They recently just had a good year. They low-key got robbed out of a ring in the finals against the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, Chris Webber and them. They got hold. Even one of the referees came out and said that their whole series was rigged. But, yeah, they really ain't got no success. My girl didn't even know this was a team. Dead ass serious. My girl did not know that the Sacramento Kings was a team. She was like, it's a team called the Sacramento Kings. Even the Nuggets, seeing it before the final, she didn't even know the Nuggets was a team. I was like, how the fuck you ain't know that? That's who Carmelo Anthony used to play for. But anyway, Sacramento Kings teams, historical players. You got Chris Webber. Oh, yeah, Peja Stojakovic, Mike Bibby and them. Oscar Robertson used to play for the Kings. But yeah, Kings are pretty mid, bro. Gotta throw them boys at D tier. They above the Clippers. They above Minnesota. Like I said, they made the finals one time. They above the Nets. Top of D tier. Low market. What y'all think? Above the Nets or behind them? I think above. Above, I bet. C tier. D tier. Above D tier. Next up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have one championship by courtesy of old King James. Historical players who played for him. You got King James. You got Kevin Love. You got Kyrie Irving. They had their little stint. In 07, they had them a run, you know. LeBron and goddamn Mo Williams and Big Z and whatnot. Other than that, straight mid. I'm sorry. They made it to the finals in 07 and got swept. They had some runs. Kept getting busted up by the Celtics. LeBron left. Went to the Heat. Started winning. He came back. 2015, K-Love and Kyrie got hurt. 2016, they beat the best regular season team of all time in the Warriors. 17-18, got busted. Cleveland Cavaliers, as a franchise, historically, they're nowhere near an A-tier franchise. Nowhere goddamn near. They are a B-tier franchise. Throwing them above the Portland Trail Blazers, right behind the OKC Thunder. B-tier franchise. King James or not. All the finals they've been to, but the Warriors ruined it for sure. They had their little spur, and they good. They just got back good, but there is no way. What is the argument y'all got for A-tier, for Cleveland being in A-tier? There is no argument. Y'all can say LeBron was there, but LeBron only won one time down there in Cleveland. And he was one of the greatest of all time, greatest teams of all time. How are they different than the Knicks? Because they just won a championship in 2016. They made the finals in 2017. Made the finals in 2018. Made the finals in 2015. 4 straight finals. When is the last time the New York Knicks made it to the NBA Finals? When's the last time the New York Knicks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals? Nick, come on, bro. Come on, bro. We doing historically. I'm taking 1 ring in 2015 and 4 straight finals appearances over some finals appearances in 1970. Over 2 rings in the 70s. Literally have no relevancy for 30 straight, 40 straight years. The New York Knicks. Easily over them. Way better than the Knicks. You just said historically, why would it matter when? Because you talking about over a long span of time. Current day still matters. It's like we taking all the years into account. Over all the years, Cleveland has had way more better years than the Knicks have. Before 2003, the Cavs was ass. After 1974, the New York Knicks has been ass. They are still below the Cavs. Yeah, somebody educate this man. Next up, we got the Boston Celtics. S-tier franchise. Above the Bulls, right below the Lakers. These boys have only won 1 championship since 2008. But back in the goddamn day, they were so dominant. So goddamn dominant that they have 17. With only 1 in 2008. Historical players, you got Larry Bird. They played against plumbers. They were plumbers themselves. Plumbers versus plumbers. That's fair game. Is it not? You got Bill Russell. You got Steve Parrish. You got Paul Pierce. You got Kevin Garnett. Segregation merchants. Bro, how many times did they win in Bill Russell alone won 11 with them boys. That boy said Grant Williams. He said Grant Williams. Yeah, Parrish. Yeah, whatever. I don't know nothing about these segregation merchants like people said. 50s, they won in 57, 59, 60. They four-peated. They won in 1960, 61, 62, and 63. They four-peated. Then they won in 65, 66, 68, 69, 74, 76, 81. Boston literally ran the NBA from the late 50s all the way into the 80s. Boston ran the goddamn NBA. You can't dispute it. They are up there, S tier, right behind the Lakers. And then after that, the Lakers just took the reins. The Lakers ran the late 80s. When Magic Johnson came on the scene, you know, him and Larry Bird, they had some battles, and then the Lakers took the reign. Yes, sir. That boy talking about some Shaq. Shaq was watching when he came. Oh, yeah, you can't forget Rajon Rondo. Now they got Jason Tatum, you know, in them. One ship since the 90s. That's fair. That's a fair argument, but you can't refute that goddamn history, bro. Like I said, Bill Russell won 11 goddamn rings with them boys. They are so great. That was a dynasty. Like I said, that's a dynasty. Next, could have had 18, but the Warriors beat them. Yeah, they recently made the finals. You get credit for making the finals now. We got the Philadelphia 76ers. Dr. J. Allen Iverson. Mutombo was over there for a little short stint. And that's it. They have 3 rings. They are tied for the 4th most rings in NBA history. You got Embiid now. Right here. The Pistons. No, the 5th. They tied for the 5th most. They tied with the Heat. The Heat, 76ers, and Pistons are all tied for rings. But 76ers' last rings. Afro, bro. Do you... Hey, Afro Jacker. Afro Jacker. Anyway. 76ers had a horrible ass stint from when Allen Iverson left into like the early thousands. They used to get the first pick damn near every year. They drafted 3 centers in the goddamn row. It was like Jahlil Okafor. Then they drafted Embiid. Then they drafted Nerlens Noel. But thankfully, Joel Embiid ended up turning out. They made the finals, you know, with Allen Iverson. They 3 rings. What years did they 3 rings came from? Why they say they only got 2? 67. They must be counting their ABA rings like before they was in the NBA. Oh, never mind. 1955. 67 and 83. Was they 3 rings. Last time the Sixers made the finals. Oh, yeah, 2001. Yeah. If the Rockets is A tier, I think I got to throw the Pistons at A tier. Not the Pistons, the 76ers. They top of B. All right, so what's the argument? I'll throw them over the Bucks or so. So what argument does the Mavericks and the Rockets have over the 76ers? Because of they drought that they had? Hold on. I think I know. Okay, here you go. When they made the finals with the Lakers with AI and them. Ever since then, the 2000s was the last time they made the finals. 2003, they didn't make it. First round. So from 2001, from a 10-year span. No, 2002. From 2002 to 2012, that's a 10-year span where the Sixers did not make it out the first round. Then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little 5-year span until they got Joel. I mean, well, that's better than I thought, to be honest. I thought it was a way worse drought. So, yeah, they like top of B tier. I'll give them top of B. Hell nah, the Knicks ain't B tier. They ain't got no argument for B tier. I give Sixers top of B. I really want to throw the Sixers at the back of A. But like I say, they ain't really done nothing recent, so I'll do B. There was a serious debate with the 15-16. Yeah, the Sixers, 15-16 Sixers is like known for, they like with the Bobcats for one of the worst like basketball teams of all time. Next, we got the Charlotte Hornets. F-tier expansion club. Also known as the damn Bobcats. The damn Bobcats was known as like the worst team of all time. I'll throw them behind the Grizzlies. Never made it to the finals. If solely because of the Bobcats, yeah. That's all we got to say. Just because of the Bobcats. Look, he talking, look, Real Living think it's a popularity contest. More chips than the Blazers and iconic. Blazers have had way more success over the years than the New York Knicks have. The Blazers recently literally just made the Western Conference Finals like 2 or 3 years ago. They had more iconic players. They played for the team. The Knicks championships, that was 1975? 1973, that's even worse. When they were called the Knickerbockers. They wasn't even known as the Knicks yet. That was the Knickerbockers back in 73. Blazers championship was ancient too. That was 77. They championship was sooner than the damn Knicks championship. Oh, my mama. 77, 73. Blazers has had way more recent success. The Knicks haven't been good since, Melo them had they little spur. But what did they win? They ain't win a goddamn. They had Jeremy Lin. They looked Tom. They ain't win a goddamn. Let's look at the Knicks playoff history. When the last time they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals? 2000. That was the last time they made it to the conference finals. The Knicks are they just popularity merchants. That's it. Popularity merchants, top 3 most iconic team. They are not top 3. The Lakers are more iconic than the Knicks. The Celtics are more iconic than the Knicks. The Bulls are more iconic than the Knicks. The Spurs are more iconic than the Knicks. The Warriors are more iconic than the Knicks. That's 5 teams that's more iconic than the goddamn New York Knicks. And that's facts. And that's facts. The Spurs are more iconic than the damn Knicks. You talking about what you talking about? Jersey sales or something? You talking about like gear? Because they got pretty colors? Or are you talking about being iconic? Like there is literally nothing iconic about the Knicks. Aside from Madison Square Garden. That's it. Even when I was little, I never understood. I'm like, bro, how are the Knicks so fucking like popular? Like why? How do they have fans? But it's because they are in New York and they play in Madison Square Garden. That's it. Anyway, Washington Wizards. They had goddamn Gilbert Arenas, I guess. Hold on, have they ever won the ship? John Wall, I never really liked though. I never really rated John Wall and Bradley Beal. To be honest, I never liked those. So they got them a ship in 78 after they beat the Blazers. But historically, let's look at their playoff success. They had goddamn Bowl over there. Bro talking historically, but using the winning shit more recent. Bro, Femto. From after y'all won that chip in 1973, from 1974 to 2023, what have the Knicks did or won? They had their Patrick Ewing years when MJ busted their ass. Finals in 99. Who did they play in the finals? And who did they lose to? They lost to the Houston Rockets. No, the Spurs. They lost to the Spurs. Okay. I said, yeah, okay, they lost to the Spurs. I don't know why I thought the Rockets won in 99. They lost to the Spurs. So from 2000 to 2023, what did they do? What has the New York Knickerbockers did? Nothing. They got Carmelo Anthony? Nothing. Bro. Washington Wizards, like I said, Wizards, they won in one ring. Other than that, ass. Won in one rings back in the day. Ass. They went from they have not made the finals since 1979. From 1979 or the 1980 season to 2023, never even made it to the conference finals. Mid-franchise. Gotta do back of D tier. No, they above the Clippers. Hell nah, back of D tier. Hell, I'll do above the Clippers because Washington did have some teams. Behind the Timberwolves, above the Clips. Yeah, I'll do that for the Wizards. We got the Orlando Magic expansion club. They had the Penny Hardaway and Shaq era. They made it to the finals, but they lost. Who did Penny and Shaq and them lose to in the finals? Y'all signed MJ, they give y'all bonus points. Y'all had the greatest of all time and didn't even make it. They lost to the Rockets, okay. Y'all had the greatest of all time and didn't even make it to the finals. I mean, to the playoffs. Jordan and them. People tell me Jordan the greatest. Orlando Magic, like I said, they had Penny and Shaq. They had them some good runs, so that gives them a boost. Then they got Dwight. They drafted that boy. They had some good runs, too. Made it to the finals. Lost to the Lakers. To the Kobe and Paul Gasol them Lakers. After that, it's been straight mid. So, Magic, for sure. C-tier club. Behind the Jazz. I'm talking about in 03. Somebody said the Wizards had MJ, so we should get a boost. C-tier. Fairly. Next, we have the Miami Heat. Heat, they had Alonzo Mourning back there in the day. They had D-Wade, them D-Wade teams. Shaq came along. They won him a ring. A rigged ring, might I say. Rigged as hell. Then LeBron came over there. They made the super team. They started the little super team era. The Miami Heat was a dynasty, but they wasn't a dynasty. It was short-lived because LeBron left. You had, one of the greatest teams of all time. You had Bron. You had D-Wade. You had Chris Bosh. You had Mario. I often say Mario Chalmers like a hoe. You had Ray Allen. You had Shane Battier. And now you got the new Heat, and they still making the finals. They made the final in 2020. They made it this year. You got Jimmy Butler. That's the only person I'm going to say. I'm not saying no Bam Adebayo. I ain't saying Kevin Love. Nothing. Miami Heat, A-tier franchise. They are above the Mavericks. They are above the Rockets. They right there behind the Pistons. What y'all think? Really above the Pistons, as a matter of fact. I'm tripping. They above the Pistons. They right. He say leave the fucking Knicks and see. That's what I'm saying. Them New York boys want me to move it up. Heat is A-tier for sure. They not S-tier just yet. Maybe one more ring will bump them boys up. But as of right now, they A. Yeah, y'all agree? Next up, we got the Atlanta Hawks. I'm pretty sure they have no rings. Oh, they won one in 58. God damn, that's even worse. Notable players that play for the Hawks, you got Dominique Wilkins. You got Spud Webb. You got Mutombo. Then they had a lot of mid after that. A lot of mid. Now you get to like 2015. They had that team that finished first seed. It was Cal Korver, Jeff Teague, goddamn, was it Nene? Was Nene on that Hawks team? A whole bunch of mid, and then they got swept by the Heat, And then now, Trae Young over there. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, I say Mutombo. Made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Lost, C-tier franchise. Right there below the Orlando Magic. Well, the Magic has no rings. So, by default, you got to put them over them. Utah also has no rings. So you got to put them over Utah. Nah, but Utah has had way better teams than the Hawks has, like, recently. Like, the only reason Utah don't got no rings is because they ran into MJ and them. Jazz has one of the best regular season teams of all time, too. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. That no ring clause just above Utah, y'all think so? Even though this 1958 ring put them above Utah? And last but not least, we got the Indiana Pacers. They had Reggie Miller. Ran into MJ and them. They made the Eastern Conference Finals, but they keep getting interrupted by MJ and them. Then after Reggie, you had Paul George and Danny Granger, them young boys. They was on the run. No, I forgot about them. You had the Ron Artest and Steve Jackson era. This the Madison and Palace Pacers right here. Then you had Paul George, Danny Granger and them, David West. Ran into the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, ran into Bron and them. How many rings? I don't think the Pacers have any rings. Yeah, they have no championships. All their championships came before the merger in the ABA. Now, Danny Granger and PG played together. I know he was before him, but still, they played together. And then, now, Pacers just really been mid, bro. I seen somebody talking about some B tier. Pacers ain't no damn B. I don't think. Pacers is C tier. They down there with the Knicks. For sure. They down here with the Knicks. I throw them behind the Magic. Because the Magic has had more legendary teams than the Pacers. But the Pacers are a better franchise than the Kings, the Nets, the Timberwolves, Washington, Clippers. So, what y'all think this list? What y'all think of this list? Top 5 NBA teams, franchises of all time. Hands down. Los Angeles Lakers, Boston Celtics, Chicago Bulls, San Antonio Spurs, Golden State Warriors. A-tier franchises, Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons, Houston Rockets, Dallas Mavericks. C-tier franchises. Should the Mavericks and the Rockets really be above the 76ers, though? I think they should. Yeah, I think they should. For sure. I think they should. They should. You think? Yeah. B tier, we got the Sixers, we got the Bucks, the Raptors, Nuggets. These are good teams. For sure, good teams. Sixers, Bucks, Raptors, Nuggets, Thunder. How in the hell is Denver above Cleveland? Denver should be above Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland should be above Denver. The Thunder should be above Denver. No. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thunder. Who should be above? Thunder or Denver? Denver. Denver should be behind the Blazers. Oh no. Okay, so we got the Sixers, the Bucks, the Raptors. Should the Toronto be above Cleveland? Hey, I don't think they should. Like I said, LeBron owned Toronto. He literally like LeBronto. So we got Sixers, Bucks, then Cleveland, then Toronto, then the Thunder, then the Nuggets, then the Trailblazers, then the Suns. Cleveland above the Bucks. Hell yeah! Yeah! My mama! No. Hold on. They got 2. Yeah, I think Cleveland should still be above them. Cleveland ran into the goddamn super team Dynasty Warriors, bro. For sure. Because of Cleveland. Cleveland top of B. Above the Sixers. You think so? I think so too. Slightly. For sure. For sure, slightly. Okay, so B tier, we got Cleveland, 76ers, then the Bucks. Yeah, it's making sense now. Then the Raptors, then the Thunder, then the Nuggets, then the Trailblazers, then the Suns. Phoenix be top of B? They ain't got no rings. Now, C tier, we got the Knicks, we got the Jazz, we got the Hawks, we got the Magic, and we got the Pacers. D tier, Kings, Nets, Timberwolves, Washington Wizards, then the Clippers. And then F tier, The 3 F-tier franchises of the NBA is the New Orleans Pelicans, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the worst NBA franchise of all time is the Charlotte Hornets, a.k.a. the Charlotte Bobcats. Yes, sir. NBA tier list president doing business with y'all.